Well, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Debbie Johnson. I am with the Johns Hopkins Federal Credit Union, and I am the host today for this car buying webinar. It's a very timely webinar, so we're so excited that you're able to join us today. And like I said, we have a number of you on the call today. And I'm excited about our presenters. They've been in the car buying industry for many, many years, and cumulatively as well. So we do have Sharon Battaglia with she's our AVP of lending at Johns Hopkins Federal Credit Union, and she'll probably go over how long she's been at the credit union, but we're very lucky to have her. And we also have Sean Mercer as well with the Frost Mercer Group. And he represents our car buying service, TrueCar. So he's going to be kind of launching us through the presentation today at the beginning on some of those options, car buying options. And then we're going to be talking about what the credit union offers as far as loans and so forth. So Sean, if you want to go ahead and advance the slide for me. So this is what we're going to be talking about in this session today: researching and selecting the right car for you using the JHFCU Car Buying Service powered by TrueCar, as mentioned. Best practices on negotiating prices at the dealership, the JHFCU auto loan and pre-approval process, options of financing your vehicle, including the JHFCU blank check auto loan program, how to protect yourself and vehicle with gap insurance and MMP, and steps on the refinancing process with examples on savings costs. So without further delay, I'm gonna let Sean go ahead and start us off.
Awesome. Thank you, Debbie. Happy to be here. And yes, it is timely. There's never been more ups and downs in the auto market. And there's a lot of tools that Johns Hopkins JHFCU offers to members to make sure that you have the right vehicle, the right financing, and the process is going to be smooth. So I'm going to do my part here to walk you through TrueCar, do a little introduction, and then see how it can help you. Just a quick overview. The mission statement for TrueCar is to be the most transparent brand in automotive. To really, and they've been doing this for so long. I mean, started back in 2005, to serve as a catalyst that really dramatically improved the way that people discovered, bought, and now sold their cars. So the value that they bring to the marketplace is total price transparency, an extensive dealer network of over 12,000 dealer partners, savings off MSRP with a no haggle guarantee, buying your vehicle and trading in your vehicle, which is so important, right? You just want to be able to do both at the same time, do a closed loop. Once you enter TrueCar, there are no advertisements, no pop-ups, and you're not going to be punted off into another website. You're just able to go straight from your Johns Hopkins co-branded TrueCar site and come back to the credit union for financing all in one place. TrueCar does account for over 5% of dealers' new car sales, with over 6.3 million vehicles sold by dealer partners since it began, and over 10 billion in customer savings, and has been rated one of the top 100 most consumer-centric companies by Forbes. So they're a great company. There are other outlets that we're going to talk about in that online car buying universe, but TrueCar, in my humble opinion, is really the top one, and we'll go over why that is. For starters, you can see, there are not TrueCar dealers in the abundance that there are on the East Coast everywhere. You look at Wyoming, you look at North Dakota, okay, it might be a little harder to find one of those TrueCar dealers, but it might be harder to find a dealership in general. But if you look at this map and you look at the right-hand side, you can see that the Mid-Atlantic and that Eastern Seaboard is really just densely populated with dealerships. 81% of searches will show a dealership within 60 miles. And in our area, that's going to be even more. So there's a lot of options to choose from. And what that's going to translate into is more purchasing power for you. You're going to be able to compare more vehicles, see more prices, and have a larger set of data that's going to be filtering into your TrueCar purchase. So how does that work? Well, TrueCar lets you find the right vehicle. So again, ad-free research tools, you're able to go in there and start looking for a car. And it'll offer up different options for you. One of my favorite things about TrueCar is that when you put in something like, let's say, a Honda Pilot, it's going to pull up more vehicles and suggestions, things that other folks ended up looking at when they were looking for a similar vehicle. So if you're finding that, hey, there's not the right style or color of this Honda Pilot, it will offer up some alternative vehicles that are in a similar class, size, and price range for you to take a look at. That way you can still find the right vehicle, maybe if you're not completely car savvy. I don't spend my time poring over car magazines. And so when I want to go look at a vehicle, I want to be presented with everything that's out there right now. You're also going to get upfront pricing on every VIN, contextualize against what others are paying for that same vehicle, which I think is so important. You're going to get a bell curve of good, great, and even bad pricing. You're going to be able to see, hey, what is the right price for this vehicle and what are other people in my area paying for this same vehicle? At the same time, once you find your vehicle, there's going to be an option for you to sell your vehicle, your current vehicle. I don't know about you, most folks, when they're going to buy their next car, like to use that trade-in to get more cash for their next purchase. So having a guaranteed trade offer through TrueCar allows you to get a true cash offer redeemable at any of those TrueCar dealerships. So you are able to, again, complete that loop. You secure financing with Johns Hopkins, you go to the dealership after you found the vehicle on the TrueCar site, and you also have that true cash offer to trade in your vehicle in the same time. So you're not bouncing around. You don't need to go over here to sell your car to CarMax and then go to the dealership and buy your next one. You're able to do it all. And I did this, right? I did the same thing. This was a couple of years ago. I was actually trading in a Subaru Forester and actually getting a new Subaru Forester. That's not an ad. I just liked the vehicle. And I was able to do all of that in 4 hours, start to finish. And it is really hard these days to do that. And you're able to build your deal. So you're able to translate price and trade into that monthly payments with the payment calculator on there. So again, you're going to want to talk to Hopkins, make sure you've secured that financing, but you're able to really get all of the information. And when it comes to buying a car, knowledge is power. And TrueCar is going to give it all to you in one place. Pardon me. So as I said, on the left-hand side, if you're not completely vehicle savvy, but you're just saying, hey, I need a new car. I don't know what I want yet, but I just want to know what's out there. Well, gone are the days of kicking the tires. You don't need to drive around to 3 or 4 different dealerships, walking around with the salesman, taking those vehicles on test drives. You can start to build yours right here. So you actually can do a vehicle discovery to find out what's right for you. So you're looking for an SUV, you click that, it'll start to pull up options and you'll begin to kind of filter down in a style that's really familiar using those different filters. TrueCar, unlike other auto buying services online, there are others, you might have something like Carvana or Vroom. Those are going to do used vehicles only. TrueCar will aggregate new and used vehicles. And it also allows you to search for those online car buying services as well. So CarMax or Carvana's inventory and CarMax for that matter will also be hosted on TrueCar. So you're really able to get the best of everything. Brick and mortar, online, new, used, all of that is going to be available for you to see and sift through. And then again, you're able to trade and sell your vehicle through the platform. And this is what I was talking about as well, the pricing summary that's going to show you whether you have a high price for that vehicle, a fair price, a great, or even the best case scenario, excellent price. Up top, you'll see the MSRP, the market average for that, and what the savings are at that particular dealership. So you can know what kind of deal you're getting. If you're seeing that a lot of folks in your area were not getting an excellent price. Given that TrueCar is a nationwide company, they're going to have data sets from all dealerships across the US. So you'll know whether or not that price is a little bit on the higher side. And, hey, sometimes you got to make the call if you want the bells and whistles, if you want the right color. Some of those are going to be a little bit more expensive, but at least you'll know what you're looking for. It's a great negotiating tactic as well. You never want to go to the dealership and not know what other folks are paying for that car. So you're going to have all of that information. And then you'll have the guaranteed upfront offer. You see the member price right there. That is your ticket to a no negotiation, no haggle car buying experience. You are able to take that. On the website, there's a printer icon that you can print the screen out, or you can also send it to your phone or email. So you take that with you to the dealership, talk to their car buying service expert, and then you're able to get in and out with the price that you already know and have agreed to. Now, the trading process, again, one of those things that's difficult. You want to sell your car, you go to the dealership, you're often looking at it and thinking, man, I'm here, I want to sell, and I'm not sure that I'm getting the right price for my vehicle. Could I have gotten more if I sold it at home, did a private sale? Well, this gives you a true cash offer. So you go ahead, you put in your input, you do your license plate or VIN. You can even do it manually. I've put it in through make and model and color, all that. There's a short interview process where it'll go over what color, what trim options, and what condition your vehicle is in. Now, you do need to be very honest and upfront in that. And it will show you why the vehicle is valued that way. I thought green Subarus were the only color Subaru I saw on the road, but apparently that's a minus $200 deduction. So you will be able to see, okay, once I put in my tire condition, once I put in if I have pets, what happens to that price? So you'll be able to kind of see it move. Then you get your true cash estimate. You click on that, it connects you with a dealer. If you've already found your car, it's going to connect you with that same dealer. And then in that last slide, it'll say, here's your true cash offer. And that will be good for 3 days. You can always do it again, but that particular price is good for 3 days. Then that gives you the opportunity, if you are really, really wanting to make sure that you're getting the price that you want for the vehicle, you can hop out online and see what others are going for in that used market. But it's a super simple process. Again, this is what that will look like, right? You've got the vehicle that you found over here on the left. You have it. You're really happy. You got that 2016 Honda CR-V, $14,000. It shows you what savings that member got. And then underneath of that, you'll see value your trade-in. Get started. You do it right there. So again, it's already hooked you up with that dealership. And then you put in your vehicle information. And on that left or the right-hand side over here, you'll actually see what your trade-in offer is. So this member was able to trade in their vehicle for $12,568. And the price of their vehicle that they're buying is $14,813. They know exactly what they're doing going into that deal. The benefits of that offer, you're only going to answer relevant questions that impact the value of your vehicle. So it's quick. It takes under 3 minutes. You do have to have the vehicle checked out. When you go to the dealership, they are going to do what any dealer would do. They're going to look at the car and see if you told the truth. But you did because you're an upstanding citizen. Process remains transparent, which allows you to quickly learn which elements, like I said, affect the value of your car. Sometimes they're different than you think. A certified dealer delivers a check directly to you. So again, that true cash offer, you walk in, you walk out with the check, saves you time and money. A private sale sounds like a good idea. Do you want to park your car on your front lawn with a sign in it and wait until somebody buys it? These days, the way the used car market is, hey, it might be a good idea, but It's not what I would do. I like my lawn. And if you aren't ready to sell, you do have 3 days. And again, it takes 3 minutes. So if you end up not taking advantage of that offer right away, you can just do it again and get that same or similar deal. So 4 best practices when it comes to using TrueCar. TrueCar price is no haggle at the dealership. This eliminates the need for negotiation. I am going to go over some negotiation tips, but tip number 1 is don't negotiate. Use TrueCar. Number 2, when using TrueCar, the price is transparent. It will show you where the savings are coming from and how they're applied towards your vehicle. So when you're looking at the price breakdown, and maybe I can show you guys this right-hand side here, if I were to scroll down on that screen, underneath there would be a price breakdown showing me, hey, Honda was doing a cash back offer, or there was a spring savings discount. So minus $500, minus $1,000. It will show you where you're getting those, and it will also show you what the taxes and fees are. So all of those things will be built in. Now, the auto market has been in some upheaval. We've had a shortage of new vehicles, which drove up the price of used vehicles. And so there's been a lot of disruption there. So right now, there are going to be fewer deals coming from those dealerships. They're not offering as many of those cash back offers to you, but you're able to see where they come from and if they're available. So if they're available, you're going to be able to take advantage of it. And that's great to know when you get to the dealership. Tip number 3 is get pre-approved. On the TrueCar site, again, I'm going to back up. Oh, you can't see it here. At the top of the site, there will be a finance tab. You click that, it will take you right to Hopkins. You're going to be able to get pre-approved or call, email, and make sure that you do that. That is number 1. You do want to be pre-approved before you walk in that dealership. And then be aware also of the protection products that your credit union provides, because the dealer is going to offer you gap and warranty at vastly inflated prices. Most gap at a dealer is going to be between $800 and $1,200. You can get a much better protection from your credit union. A few tips on negotiation. Again, I almost feel like I'm just saying the same thing 4 different ways, but knowledge is key. You want to know what car you're looking for before you go. You want to know your credit score, and you want to secure financing and know the value of your trade-in. If you have all of that, then again, there's really not much to negotiate with. You know what other people are paying for that car. So if you go to the dealership and they try to change that price, which again, if you have TrueCar, that's not going to happen. But this is for some folks that maybe don't want to purchase through the site. You can still use TrueCar, in my opinion, as a negotiation and just research tool. You can go on, find the cars that you're looking for, know what price they are, and then still go out to the dealership if that's your thing and you want to kick the tires and argue with the salesman. Go ahead, do it. You'll have the right information. Another good tip for negotiations is don't make payment your only selling point. Monthly payments are so easy to manipulate. The dealer, the first thing he says is going to ask you, okay, well, what can you afford? What's your max payment? If you tell them, that will be used against you multiple times throughout that process, because it's very easy to lower that and extend the term. We are now in an era where car loan terms are out of control. They're long. And hey, if you want to finance a $120,000 truck, maybe you do need a long loan term. But for those of us trying to buy a $30,000 Honda Accord, I'd rather not have a 7-year, 8-year loan. So make sure that you know what payment you're willing to agree to, but that does not need to be shared. Again, they're not your friend. They may be friendly, but it's a business transaction and they're going to try to get the best deal for them. And you're going to be there to try to get the best deal for yourself. And giving away that information can be a little dangerous. Know what deals are available. Again, TrueCar will show you what incentives are offered. So if you don't want to go with the TrueCar no haggle experience, but you do want to go to the dealership, you might want to look online. You might want to look on TrueCar and see what that dealership is offering at that time. And the last one is always be prepared to walk away. You will have a lot more power that way. Especially, it's easy to walk away if you know what other people pay for that car. You know, you wouldn't want to walk into a clothing store and pay triple what somebody else is going to pay for that. All right, I'm going to go to this next one real quick. All right. So the last 4 key points of the TrueCar experience: save time. You're able to really view an extensive online inventory of new and used cars. Buying a used car through TrueCar is like searching for something on Amazon. It's you're doing filters. It couldn't be easier. You can pick how many miles you're willing to drive to go find that car. And you know, for some folks, they might want to cast a huge net. You might be willing to travel a few states away if you're able to find that specific truck you're looking for. Other folks don't have a lot of time. And you might say, hey, I'm not really willing to go drive an hour to go purchase my next vehicle. I need it to be within 15 minutes of my house, which in this area, no problem. So use those filters to find the perfect vehicle, see the price comparison tool. You'll feel confident knowing that you are getting the right price. You're not getting a inflated price for that. And lock in those guaranteed savings. You're going to know that right before you step in the dealership. And I just wanted to, I see that there was a question. Does TrueCar only look at vehicles on the dealer lot? You're interested in an EV and not finding many on the lot for finding the cars. You know, yes, if it has to be built, you're not able to purchase it through TrueCar. If the vehicle doesn't exist, because that's TrueCar's promise, right? It is there to aggregate. And this is what I really love to say. It is not a dealership. TrueCar does not sell you a car. That's not what they're there to do. Carvana sells you a car, but they only sell you a used car. TrueCar is a free member service to you where you are able to aggregate and sift through all vehicle options in your area. So it's really there just to get the deals that are out there, show you the incentives, show you the price, and make sure that you have all of the knowledge before you go into that next stage where you're actually going to purchase the vehicle. But if you've got that TrueCar intro and you have your financing, it's going to be a smooth experience. So that's it for the TrueCar rundown. Again, I'm available for any questions after Sharon shares. We'll be able to take a few questions and I'll be monitoring this. So I can also type in if anybody thinks of anything else. But with that, I'm going to hand it over to Sharon for the next part here. Thank you everyone for your time.
Hello, thank you very much for coming today and taking your time to learn about buying your car. Hopefully what you've heard so far has been helpful to get you going in the right direction with the dealership. I've been at the credit union for over 20 years and I have helped our members finance thousands of vehicles. So I just want to go over with you some of the things that we offer that can help you in that car buying process. We do offer new and used vehicles. Currently, our rates are as low as 5.89% with terms up to 84 months. Vehicles can be financed up to 7 years old at that lower interest rate. If you find something that's a little bit older, we do have a loan product that you can finance a vehicle up to 10 years old. The vehicle, no matter how old, cannot have more than 125,000 miles on it. If it has more than that, we are not able to finance that for you. You'll see the LTV, the credit union will finance up to 135% of the value of the vehicle. What the LTV stands for is the loan to value. So that means if you're buying a vehicle and you don't have any money down, you may need to finance the taxes, the tags, perhaps you want to add a warranty or gap or other products, we will go up to 135% of that value. So that helps you when you go out, knowing what the credit union is willing to do. And just so you know that the rates are based on your credit score, and that if you choose an 84-month term, the rate is going to be a little bit higher, and that vehicle has to be an amount of at least $30,000 or more. Getting pre-approved, as Sean said, one of the main things that you want to do is you want to be prepared when you are going into the dealership. You do not want to be caught off guard and be a last minute rush thing, because if you do, you're not going to be able to get as good of a deal as if you're prepared. So one of the things that you want to make sure you can do is look at your credit and get a pre-approval. You can come to us and you can apply for a loan, and that approval is actually good for 60 days. So that helps you. Step one, you get pre-approved. Now you know what you can afford, what your payments are going to be, and then you can head off and start looking for the vehicle. Ways to apply at the credit union: you can apply right online for a new or used vehicle. If you're not sure in the beginning, do I want a new, do I want to use, you can apply for the one that you're leaning on, and the rates are the same. So if you change, you would still be able to use that same approval. If not going on the website, you can go into any one of our branches, and we have member service representatives that can help you navigate through the application process. Step two is you'll get a decision. Somebody from the lending department will reach out to you, or the MSR that you worked with at the branch will reach out to you and let you know the decision. We say within 1 business day. We do our very best within a few hours to get a decision to you. Typically, if you go into the branch, you're going to get an answer immediately. If you apply for something that we aren't able to do, perhaps we'll be able to give you something less than that. So all of those, what we call counter offers, will be made available to you at the time of application. Step number 3 is we may come back and we may say that we are able to do this loan for you, but we need to get a few things from you. Something common that we would ask for is a pay stub. So we would ask you for any necessary documents before finalizing that approval for you. Step 4 is, if you're eligible, you'll be told that you are approved, obviously, what your rate is. And again, it is locked in for that 60 days. The rates have gone up considerably over the last few months, and at the credit union, our rates have risen every month for the last 4 or 5 months. So if you apply today, your rate is going to be what we are offering today for the next 60 days, even if the rates go up next month. If you're eligible for a blank check loan, you'll receive that before heading to the dealership. And just one note I want to add here is that if you purchase a vehicle, it has to be purchased at a franchise dealership in the state that you currently live in. I know that Sean went over, going to a different state. In order to finance that vehicle at the credit union, it has to be purchased in the state in which you reside. And when I say a franchise dealership, I mean any of those dealerships that have the Chevrolet, Mazda, Nissan name in their logo. Also places like CarMax, Carvana, and Vroom. So none of the small dealerships that you'll see, as you come into work, it does have to be a franchise dealership in order for the credit union to finance that vehicle for you. You can still use that TrueCar tool to find a vehicle, but just remember that it does have to be a franchise dealership for the credit union to finance it. And if you ever have any questions about, is it a franchise, is it not a franchise, you can contact the lending department. I'm going to give you our contact information at the end and just ask the question. We also have an email address that you can email with any questions during the process. We are very diligent about responding to emails in a quick nature so that you will know before you even go to check that car out, is that something that's going to work for financing with the credit union? The blank check loan, that is a product that we started offering the credit union about 6 years ago. And this has really helped our members be able to go into the dealership with a check just as if they were a cash buyer. It would be like you going in with your own checkbook and writing your own check. And what that does is that leaves behind a lot of the finance department negotiations that have to take place. If you already know going into the dealer how much you're approved for, and you are ready today to write that check that we are going to give you for that deal, it's a wonderful negotiation feature that we offer. If you are eligible for a blank check, what we're going to do is we're going to, at the time of approval, we're going to give you that blank check. We're going to give you all the instructions that you need to complete. We've gone over and finessed this over the many years, and it is a very well organized process that gives you detailed instructions on how to use that. We even give you an example of what a completed check will look like. The check comes made out to you with an amount, and the amount is up to an amount. So let's just say that you get pre-approved for $30,000. What that means is that when you go to the dealer, you can use that check for up to $30,000. If you only write the check for $28,500, that is what the loan will be set up for. So your payments and everything will be based on the amount that you actually write the check for, not the approval amount. So this is a very, very good, nice product. Many dealers in the area have become very accustomed to our blank check because we've used it for several years. We are one of the only credit unions in the area that offer this type of product, and it has been very successful for our membership. The blank check, just a few other things about it, is that an incentive that we have is that if you use that blank check at the dealership, when the check comes in to be paid, we will give you a 1% rebate on whatever you wrote that check for. So that $28,500 loan, we're going to give you a rebate for $285 when that check comes into clear. We're going to put that money right into your savings account for you. Again, when you're using a blank check, you're going to walk into the dealer already knowing what you're approved for, what your interest rate is. They should not need to pull your credit. You do not need to go through any of those steps. You have a check that you are willing to write at the end of the negotiation, what it is that you're buying. If you find the car you want, you can leave with it that day. There's no back and forth between, oh, I got to go back to the credit union and get my check. I've got to, call them, see if they can do more. You can actually leave that day with that check. It's a very simple process in that if you sign the back of the check and complete it properly, you never have to come back to the credit union to do anything. It's completely taken care of. Once we get the check in within a few days, we'll send you a loan disclosure that tells you the exact final payment, your payment amounts, when your first payment is due, all of those different things. And it's hassle-free. It really is definitely a really good product. And like I said, it has really served our membership well. That's just a true testimony from one of our members who used it, but we get these types of member comments from so many of our members that have used this product. Dealer purchases, if you can't get a blank check. So we have, over the many years that we've offered this, try to get a blank check into as many of our members' hands as possible. However, there are certain situations where a blank check is not going to be a valid option for you. If it's not, we can still help you with the financing. And then there's just a few things that you would need to do. In a situation like that, you actually have to go to the dealership and pick out a vehicle. Once you've picked out the vehicle and the dealer has given you exactly what you're willing to pay, if you have any trade-in, taxes, tags, all those types of things are added in, that's called a purchase order. That is what we need from you. It would have the VIN number, the year, make, model. That is a document that we would need from you in order to send loan documents so that you can sign the loan documents. And then as soon as you're done signing, and that can be done electronically, you never have to come into the branch. We can at that point in time send the dealer the check directly. We can FedEx a check directly to them, or you can come back to one of the credit union branches to pick the check up so that you are able to take the car. So in the event that you apply for a loan and we aren't able to do a blank check, we will certainly let you know the reasons why you're not able to do it. If not, but if you're not, we can still finance the vehicle for you going through this traditional route. Sean mentioned some of the products that the credit union offers, and he's talked about this gap insurance that is offered, in which a lot of people purchase because they're not putting a lot of money down. The values of cars are all over the place, so it's a good thing to have if you're financing a vehicle and you're not making a significant down payment, because if something happens to the vehicle, your insurance company is only going to pay up to a certain amount. And if there's anything left on the loan after that, that becomes your responsibility. So we sell a gap policy for $365 that should pay, if not all, most of what the insurance company is not able to pay. So ours is $365. It's added to the loan. Like Sean said, the price goes anywhere from $800 to $1,200 at the dealership. It is the exact same gap product that you would get at that dealership. You're just paying a fraction of the cost. You can get a full refund if you get the gap and you decide after you've purchased it that you don't want the gap, that you don't need the gap. Up to 60 days, you can cancel that. And then it just goes over, the gap can only be added to our auto loans. The credit union does finance other vehicles, RVs, boats, motorcycles. It's just saying that you can't add that gap to those products, but we're talking about auto loans today, and you can certainly add the gap onto that. We also offer warranties. Our warranty program, again, is a fraction of what the dealership charges. We give you a comprehensive list of all of the things that that you are included in the coverage that we offer. We have some extra benefits of our warranty. It can be used at any licensed repair shop or dealership. Sometimes when you buy a warranty through the dealership, you have to take it back to that dealership. The warranty that we offer is much more flexible, that you can take it to any licensed repair shop. So if you have a favorite mechanic that you like to use and they're a licensed repair shop, you can continue to take your car to that dealership or to that repair shop. We offer, it offers extra reimbursements such as a dent repair, windshield repair, key fob coverage. There's roadside assistance with this. So it has a lot of features and benefits in this product, very similar to what the dealer offers, again, at a fraction of the cost in most cases. And it can be rolled into the loan at the time of dispersal. So we are able to add that gap. We are able to add that warranty to your loan so that your loan is completely covered with those products through the life of having that loan. The policy can be canceled at any time. If you decide, 6 months into having that extended warranty that you no longer want it, you can cancel that. The refund would be prorated based on how many months you've already had that coverage. I wanted to go over with you how this is a real life scenario of a member that we dealt with about maybe 9 months ago. But I want to show you a real life example of why you want to start with a credit union for your financing. So this was a real purchase order from Jones Junction, and I wanted to go over the breakdown of the different products. So on this purchase order, you can see all of these things. They bought Gap, the dealer charged $1,200, the credit union charged $365. Their warranty, and this was a brand new car, was $4,650. The credit union's warranty was $1,575. At that time, interest rates were a little bit lower. The member paid 7.75. They had excellent credit. We gave them 3.74%. So you'll see just the difference in interest between those two. With them, they were paying almost $11,000. With us, they were paying $4,200. You'll see that the total of all of that, of those savings, was over $10,000. That we were able to save that member by financing it with the credit union. She was still able to have Gap. She was still able to have warranty, and we were able to save her over $10,000. We were able to refinance this, and that's how we came up with all these different figures about a month or two after she bought the vehicle. And she was kind enough to give me that purchase order so that I could really take a good look as to what it was that she was being charged. And that was, I mean, that's just a huge savings. And I'd like to say that this is an unusual scenario, but it is not an unusual scenario. If you go into the dealership and you're just not really confident, it becomes very apparent to them, and then their wheels get turning, and it is very easy to walk out with a lot of things that you really didn't think through. So that's really the importance of coming in and being a prepared buyer when you go to the dealership. In the event that you buy the vehicle and you don't come to the credit union first, I don't want you to think that that's the end, that we can't help you, because we can indeed help you. Just like with that previous member that I showed you, we were able to refinance her vehicle and save her all of that money. So she paid a little higher interest rate. We put in for refunds for the warranty, refunds for the Gap, and it was a process, but it was worth the over $10,000 that she was able to save by doing that. The credit union's interest rates are normally always cheaper than what you're going to get at the dealer. So rates are going up everywhere, but the credit union's rates are going up as well, but they're still lower than what the dealers are offering. So if you have a vehicle and you've bought it, all you need to do is get on our website and apply for a car refinance, and we will reach out to you and let you know all of the things that we need to get in order to make that happen for you. Just so you know that when you hear the word refinance in the terms of a mortgage, that's a very long process, expensive process. When we talk about refinancing in the world of a car, you can do all of that without ever stepping foot into the branch. There's no fee to do it. So this is a no cost option for you to be able to reduce your current interest rate that you were given at the dealership. And that's just more information about if you live in a different state where the lien holder holds the title, we would just need a copy of that. But again, the loan department is very versed into all of this different information, and they will walk you through whatever the process is for whatever the current situation that you're in, based upon where you're living and where the title's at. And we can add the Gap and the warranty to refinances as well. Like I mentioned in my previous scenario, for that particular member, we were able to add our Gap and our warranty and still save her a tremendous amount of money. And then what I want to go over is just, you know, that the better your credit score is, that it makes your buying power, your purchasing power better, because what you're able to do is you're able to spend money and get a lower interest rate so that your payments are less. So I just wanted to leave you with two scenarios with how much your credit score, how it can change what you're going to be paying. So this particular member, they have 830 credit score, which is a very, very good credit score, $33,000 vehicle. They're going to be charged 5.39%, which is going to give them a monthly payment of about $538. So it's going to cost them, after when it's all said and done and they've paid the vehicle off, it's going to cost them $38,700, little over that. This member goes into the dealership or into the deal with a 664 credit score, still a very good credit score. 664 is good, but their interest rate is going to be 7.89%. Payments are going to be $577. So the total cost of the vehicle is $41,500, a little over that. So in this scenario, you can see that the difference in those, it was about a little over $3,000. So the point is that if today you're not ready to buy a car, you're driving a car and you think you've got some time, start working on your credit score, because when you go to make a large purchase like a car, it makes a difference of thousands of dollars. And the higher you can get your credit score when you go to make a big purchase, the more money that you will be able to save. We've had members that have come back to us. They bought a car and 6 months later, they come to the credit union to try to refinance. We are often able to save those members. They go from a 21, 22% interest rate to a 7 or 8% interest rate in no time. They have saved thousands of dollars. So credit score is very, very important. So, you know, if you're not sure of what your credit score is, you don't know what's on your credit report, I encourage each one of you to get a copy of that. We have some tools on our website so that you can see your credit history, your credit score. If you have any questions about how do I get my credit score better, what can I do to enhance my credit score, what is it that I should do first, you can certainly reach out to somebody at the credit union in the loan department. We will be glad to go through those scenarios with you and assist you in any way that we can. It's a scary situation to be in when you're not sure about these things, and we do have experts on staff here that would be able to help you with that. Just a few other benefits from why you would want to finance your car with a credit union. You can defer your payments up to 90 days. If you work for Hopkins or an affiliate, we can do payroll deductions. So your payments are $400 a month. What we can do is each time you get paid, take $200 out. A lot of people, that helps them budget better when it's smaller payments. So that's a very nice option that a lot of our members do take advantage of. You can get that personalized service and work directly with one of our member service representatives or somebody in our lending department. That is the one thing that the credit union is very strong about, is that if you need to speak to somebody, you can call us. We are going to give you our contact information. And if you have a question, you can email us or you can call us. If you call us and leave a message, we will contact you back. So anytime during this process, you need help, you need assistance, we love to do car loans over at the credit union. That is one of my personal favorite types of loans. We offer lots of loans, but car loans are definitely my favorite because you can save your members so much money by giving them the tools that we offer. This last slide here just has our contact information. You can send us any type of question to that ld@jhfcu.org. Or you can contact us at the credit union number with the extension 503. that will ring you right into the loan department. And one of our loan professionals will answer the phone and help you through the process. If they don't know the answer, they will get you an answer and they will respond to you. So I definitely want to put that tool out there for you. And please do remember that, not only with purchasing a car, but also your other loan needs that you have. Please keep that contact information and feel free to contact us at any time. So that ends my part of the presentation. Let's see here. I'm going to hand it back now to Debbie and see if she wants to take it home for us.
All right, thank you, Sharon and Sean. That was excellent. And just to remind you, I know some of you might have been members with us for a while. Some of you might not be a member of the credit union, but what Sharon is saying is very true. The credit union team has your best interest in heart. So definitely take advantage of the preparation. If you need help with building credit and so forth, we also have Green Path Financial Wellness. They're right on our website. So it's great that you're preparing, even if you're not in the market for a car now. So like Sharon said, we're very, very helpful. The lending team will definitely get right back to you. We are going to be sending out the slides as well as the recording will be on YouTube. I'll be sending out a follow-up email probably the beginning of next week once I get everything set up. But let me just check with chat here and see if we have. Okay, so we do have a question in the chat. A question about the blank check we need to spend at the dealership in the same state that you live in. So what is the answer to that?
So yes, the blank check, if you're using one of our blank checks, you have to purchase it from whatever state it is that you reside. So if you live in Maryland, you have to use it at a Maryland dealership.
Great. Well, thank you so much. And I think that's it with the chat. So like Sharon said, hopefully you got the information if you need to reach out to our team and Sean as well. But like I said, I will be sending out a presentation email. And with that being said, have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. And please reach out to us with any questions that you may have. And thank you for attending today.